Oregani tribe. Happy Wednesday. It is officially Wine Down Wednesday. And so this is the time for us to let our hair down, to have a glass of wine. In my case, you guys can have tea, you can have coffee, heck, you can have water. Grab whatever makes you feel very, very comfortable. But I'm having wine. That's my drink of choice tonight. And we are unwinding together. And so, how are you guys unwinding tonight? I'm super duper curious. Let me log on to my phone. That way I can manage all of these comments, right? Because sometimes they're coming in and I can't always manage them. It seems like it's going to rain really, really hard. So, you guys might have me longer than usual tonight. Yes, RTC, it is Wind Down Wednesday. And so, for all of you guys tuning in, if you are new, hi, welcome to Wind Down Wednesday. If you are a regular, then welcome back. Let's wind down. And so, just a soft intro for people that are getting to know me. My name is Angie Digante. I am the owner of Accent Styles Boutique, where a percentage of every single sale goes towards sending kids in Kenya to school. You guys can follow me and reach me on Facebook, on TikTok, on IG under Accent Styles Boutique. And if you'd really like to get to know me a little bit better, go ahead and subscribe to the YouTube channel. And so Artesia said isn't sprinkling here, right? Maybe it's not sprinkling. I hear lots and lots of thunder. I think it's going to rain quite hard. You guys might have me a little bit longer than usual. And so tonight we're talking about working less and earning more. We're talking about one of my favorite African proverbs. You'll get to learn that most of them are my favorite, right? Probably all of them are my favorite. And how I left my job and became a full-time entrepreneur. So if you are tuning in tonight, feel free to drop your city or your state or your country at any point and definitely let me know, how are you winding down tonight? How are you getting relaxed? How are you making it through hump day, right? I know that there's been some large topics online, mostly things centered around McDonald's, right? I'm like, why is McDonald's even a topic of discussion? Who still eats at that place? So yes, I'm just curious about how your week is going, how you're unwinding, and what are you getting into today? I'm like, I know that it's raining. So do me a favor, guys. If you are tuning in, thank you, Artesia. She's super active tonight. She is tuning in from the Sunshine State of Florida. So, yes, go ahead, tag a friend, share it, tell someone to tell someone that Wind Down Wednesday is going down right now. And so, yeah, let's dive into our first topic. So, our first topic is how to work less and earn more. So, I think this is the big one for most people. A lot of people are really, really interested in working less and earning more. And I think it's a bit of a contradiction because when you work for yourself, you're always going to work more. You kind of leave your 9 to 5, you kind of quit working 8 hours a day to officially work 24 hours a day. And so there's ways to make working 24 hours a day just a little bit easier. And I'm sure you guys are thinking, like, Angie, what the heck are you talking about? How can working 24 hours a day as a business owner get easier? How can it get easier? And so, my tip for tonight, right? You guys know that I can only give like one tip. I'll dive into it, but I can only give out one gem a Wednesday for free. And so, tonight's gem is automations, right? Automations are your best friend. Say it with me, tribe. Automations. And so something that really saves my time is MailChimp and Shopify. I know that there's some other brands, so let's dive into MailChimp first. I know that there's some other brands like Clevago. Um, I'm not sure if any other ones. If you guys use a certain company for your, there's the thunder again. If you guys use a certain brand for your newsletters, be sure to drop them in the comments. I am definitely interested in hearing about which ones you use, but I will tell you about MailChimp because that's my one of choice. So MailChimp. MailChimp is something that saves me time because it sends out letters, right? It sends out my weekly advertisements. It sends out like a catch up, like a getting to know me or getting to know what has been going on at Accent Styles for the past 30 days. It gives you a closer look into my business as far as which new collections are coming out, why these collections have been selected. It gives you the insight to see exactly how everything is getting created. It gives you like a little insight of which fabrics I have personally handpicked or which fabrics are getting sewn for the summer 22 collection. And so it not only gives, right, your customer or your customer base an insight into your business, but it allows you to make that connection without physically having to make that connection. And so that's really dope. The second one would be Shopify automations. So I told you guys about abandoned cart. That's a huge one. I've told you guys about the 20% off when you sign up or sign up for the newsletter or enter your email as a first time shopper. And so, all of these things that I'm discussing are basically things that automatically act for you. Sending the newsletter, you can put that on a timer, it can go out automatically every week, twice a week, once a month, whatever you prefer. I would say that you need to be sending out these automations with MailChimp or whatever newsletter you choose to be at least twice a month, right? Because if you're out of sight, you are definitely out of mind. And so you want to make sure that you don't give your customer time to forget about you. Oh, thank you, Bobby. Bobby is saying good content. Yes, I don't know if you're saying my content is good, so I'll say thank you for that, or if you're saying that people need to see good content. But either way, we'll dive into both. I'll accept the first one definitely as a compliment, so thank you for that. And the second one, I could not agree more. Putting out good content is more essential than putting out content. If you're posting something every single day, or if the automations that you're sending out every single week are trash, then you're probably going to lose your customer versus keep your customer. It would be a lot stronger, or it would be better for you if you sent out an email, maybe after 2 months. Maybe you've fallen off the meat wagon. You haven't sent out any advertisement for 2 months. It is a lot better to send out powerful, clear, clean, effective content than to put out trash content. So I know we say out of sight, out of mind, but you at no rate do you want to force putting out content. Akeem is saying good evening. Good evening, Akeem. If you guys are tuning in, right, I can't see all of the beautiful names, and you guys know that I can't see your beautiful faces, but I would love to feel your virtual energy. So if you are tuning in, be sure to drop like a Habari Gani, a good evening, a heart, a wine glass, a something to let me know that I am not just sitting here and talking to a camera solo. Oh, Sajika Juanita says, hi, Angie. Hi, how are you? So, yeah, I'm not sure if you guys have any questions about Shopify animations or MailChimp animations. I know we dove into saying that MailChimp would be best for newsletters and Shopify would be best for your shoppers. Um, I'll drop one gem, right? If you use Shopify, one of the best gems to me is, let's see, I have a few. But one of the better ones are engaged message. And so engaged message will kind of do work for you. It has the automation of posting your bestseller that week. It has the ability to send out to your customers or people that have signed up for your newsletter to let them know when inventory is getting low. Hello, Tay. Tay is saying, what up, though, everyone? What up, though? How are you? Christina is saying hi. Hi, thank you guys for that, right? That's a huge energy boost. At least I know that I'm not talking to a completely empty screen. And so, yes, definitely. Shopify has EngageMe. I highly recommend you guys, whether you're new in business or very mature in business, that you use these apps like Engage Messenger. So, Engage Messenger will also text your customers for you. They also will send them coupons throughout the month. And so I really love this app. And I know you guys are wondering, is this app free? No, the app is not free. It's free for the first 30 days, and then I think it's about $20 a month. I do not in any way, shape, or form benefit from Shopify or from EngageMe. I'm just giving you guys the gems that have gotten me to where I am virtually. Artesia is saying, I share because I care. Thank you for sharing, sweetheart. I appreciate it. Okay, so we are right on schedule. The second topic is African Proverbs, right? So we are going to break this one down together. You guys know that I love collective efforts, collective activities. And so we are breaking this one down. It says, if you want to go far, no, if you want to go quickly, go alone. If you want to go far, go together. And so, what does this mean to you? I'm going to take a moment. I'm going to take 2 sips. I'm going to get lit like a little bit. And then you guys are going to break down this African proverb for me to the best of your ability. Like, what is it saying to you? Oh, I said 2 sips, didn't I? Let me take another sip and then I'm going to break it down. Okay, so if you want to go quickly, go alone. So if you are a mom or a dad or a parent or an aunt or anyone that has been around kids, you know that if you want to get in and out of the store, you want to go quickly, you go what? Alone, right? You leave the kids at home. You leave the kids with a sitter. You right? If you leave the kids in the car, you have an adult in the car, you leave the kids in the car. You go alone, you go quickly. Right? And if you want to go far, you go together. So collective work, right? Many hands make work light. And so leaning on your community to make things easier, to make sure that you excel. We can definitely do things independent. Alone, we are nothing. Together, we are everything. So I see that Artesia has said, individuals are fast and teamwork goes far. I completely agree. So that's a beautiful way to break it down. I agree. So individuals, you might be in and out. You might get someplace very quickly, but you might not get as far as you would, or you might not get as much accomplished if you did it together. And so yeah, I'm a firm believer in that. I love teamwork. It makes the dream work. Um, and I think that one's self explanatory. So we are going to dive into story time because I've noticed that these take a lot longer than expected. You guys usually get like really excited, you get really riled up, you have lots of questions. And so I'm so happy that I'm staying on track. It's not that it's a problem to stay on here for 30 minutes, but I try to keep this to like a 30-minute, 40-minute thing. I know that we have lives and we have things to do, right? Some of us have girlfriends or boyfriends or whatever, or a dog that you'd like to spend more time with. And so I appreciate you guys for rocking with me. I genuinely do. And so, story time, how I left my job and became full-time entrepreneur. And so I'm going to take a few sips. I'm going to let you guys take some time to enter in the chat. If you have a business or you have a website or you have something that you would like to promote, since we are talking about me going full-time entrepreneur, I would love for you guys to drop your business in the chat. Christina, in reference to me saying that you guys may have other things to do, she said, I don't have a life, girl. I don't have a life. You do have a life. You have a life. You have a husband. You have a business. You definitely have things to do. She also said, I live for the tea. I'm glad you live for it, sis. The tea is just for you, right? So we're going to get it while it's hot. So story time, how I left my first, well, not my first job, but how I left my job and became full-time entrepreneur. I'm giving you guys some time to drop your business links or your business page or whatever you'd like for people to support. Since we are talking about how I left my full-time job and became full-time entrepreneur. So let's start with the fact that I completely lied on my resume. My job that I left, I was a librarian. I was a librarian at the Marine Corps University. And so it's a very prestige place. It's on base. They have really great pay, really great benefits. And so that was my job that I decided to leave after, I don't know, I guess like 6 months. I quickly decided that it wasn't the place for me. And so let's just start with the whole how did I get hired, right? How did Angie Digante get hired as a librarian? I think it was like a GS6 or a GS7, something, right? Something that was really high ranked. And so first things first, in order to be a librarian, you need a 4-year degree. I only have a 2-year degree. I only have my associate degree. I say that proud. I have a few certificates. I don't think that having a degree makes or breaks a person. It's definitely a huge accomplishment. But I don't feel bad about my 2-year degree and my certificate. So I say that to say I was not qualified for the job. You're supposed to have, I believe, a master's or a PhD in librarian studies, whatever that means. So I lied on my application. I said that I was degreed. I said that I worked at the Library of Congress. And so this is completely laughable. If you don't know anything about the Library of Congress, I don't believe they've ever had a Black woman work at the Library of Congress. So technically, if these people were very smart, they would have known that I technically made history. And so, yeah, started off with lies as far as my credentials, lied my way all the way through the first day of work. There's the rain. There's the rain that I warned you guys about. But it's Florida, so it'll probably rain for about 5 minutes and then it will stop. But at any rate, completely lied my way through this job. The first day was definitely a struggle. The second day was more of a struggle than the first day. And the last day, right, like the 7th day of the week, was definitely an even harder struggle because they expected me to take on my role in its entirety. They expected me to be able to do book placements. They expected me to be able to read certain codes that I couldn't read. I went to YouTube University. I tried to figure it out. Like I tried to figure out book placement. Figuring out fiction versus nonfiction was definitely one of the easier ones. But the rest, honey, I completely understand why you need a degree for that position. But at any rate, I decided maybe after a month or so or 2 months, enough was enough. I decided that working a 9 to 5 wasn't for me. I was really frustrated. I was really fed up. And so I decided one day on my lunch break that I wanted to write a resignation letter. And so I called my sister, my best friend. I called my sister and I told her, Sissy, I'm ready to leave my job. I'd like for you to write me a resignation letter. And so she's really good at typing. She's very professional. So I knew that she could knock this task out. It was no big deal for her. So she's on the phone. I'm eating my food. I think I might have been at Panera Bread. So I'm at Panera Bread. I'm eating my food. She's typing the letter. Dear superintendent, blah, 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 blah. I would like to resign from my position. So she asked me what date. The date was the 7th, right? I don't have to announce the year. It was a few years back. So the date was the 7th. I told her I would like to leave on the 7th. She's like, but wait, the 7th is today. You're leaving your job today? I said, yes, I am leaving my job today. I don't need time to clean out my desk. I don't need time to turn on the computer. I don't need time to gather my last check. I don't need any of this time. I have officially made up my mind that I'm firing my boss. I am firing my boss. I'm no longer exchanging dollars for hours. I am no longer hitting a glass ceiling. I am no longer limiting myself to how much I can make per week or per month or per day. Right? In business, you guys know that it isn't always about how much you make per day, even though the big days are beautiful. It's about what you make, what you target to make over the month or over the year. One day can be really bad. The next day can be really, really amazing. And so I felt like being at my 9 to 5 was limiting, and I no longer wanted to limit myself. And so after she recovered from culture shock, she wrote the letter. She finished the letter. She put that I was leaving the same day that I was turning it in. I walked up to my boss after lunch. I handed him the letter, and I said that I was leaving. I didn't give much of an explanation. I didn't give a little fluff. I didn't make sure that I delivered it gentle, right? Because I had no plans on needing a letter of referral. I had no plans on coming back. I was gone. So I just let him know I'm leaving. This is a letter to say that I'm leaving. And so he grabs the letter. He's like, "Are you leaving for lunch? You leaving for your break?" And I'm like, "No, I just got back from my break. I am not leaving for my break." He's like, "Are you leaving for vacation?" Nope. I am not leaving for vacation. So he sits back, he looks, and I'm like, "I am leaving forever. Like, I have decided that I'm leaving this job and I am not coming back." And so in that moment, I felt very empowered. I felt like a weight lift off of my shoulders. I didn't clean my desk because, like I said, I felt like I didn't need any of those things. I gave him my military ID. I gave him my work ID. I let him know that I didn't need access to the base. I didn't need access to the university. I was going full-time entrepreneur. And so what was I going to do? I had no idea. I had no idea what I wanted to do. But like I said, I knew that I didn't want to trade dollars for hours. I knew that I didn't want to limit myself. And so conveniently, my sister was heading to Nairobi, Kenya. And so my sister's like, "I'm heading to Nairobi. Would you like to accompany me?" And so I decided, I'm jobless. I do not have money. So I don't have money. Like, what am I doing going all the way to Kenya? And so my sister's like, "If you want to come, I'll pay." Woo! That's all I needed to hear. A free trip to Nairobi. That is all I needed to hear. And so we agreed on a date. I packed my bags, prepared for the airplane, and I went to Nairobi. And so when I went, I didn't exactly expect to get much out of it. I just thought I would chill. I thought I would eat. I thought we hit a few safaris, but no. I fell in love with every single part of the country. And so what was supposed to be 2 weeks vacation, are y'all ready for this? What was supposed to be a few weeks of vacation turned into years, right? I decided that I really loved Nairobi. I didn't want to leave, that I considered the place home. And so while considering and making the place home, guy, the rain. This rain is getting so intense. If you guys can hear me clearly, just let me know in the chat, because I know that it's rather loud. I just want to make sure that I don't need to scream and I don't need to bring the microphone closer. But at any rate, right? I go to Nairobi. I decide that this place is home. I don't want to leave. I start to build my business without even know that I was building a business. I started to sell accessories, right? Via Facebook, via Instagram Live, via all of these virtual worlds. I started to sell my product. I would take a picture with my earrings. Thank you, Artesia. I would take a picture with my earrings, and people would ask me, like, "Where did you get your earrings?" Or "How do I get a pair of those earrings?" And so I would tell them how I received these earrings or how they could purchase these earrings. And so I started to do that more and more. I even sung karaoke in Kenya. I learned that you didn't exactly have to be talented to win. It was based off a popularity thing. It was based off round of applause or based off cheers. And so I really convinced people in the clubs and people at karaoke night to cheer for me. I would befriend them. I would offer them drinks because the reward was about 150 to 200 US dollars. And all I needed was, are y'all ready for this? All I needed was about $450 for rent every month, right? My apartment was gorgeous, and all I needed was $450 a month. And while that is extremely low, and you guys may say, like, "Oh my God, nothing in the US has ever cost that much," I think you guys have to remember that there was a time in the US where things were as equally affordable, right? Things were as equally as low. Things were 500 or 900 for an entire apartment in the best parts of town. And so I see people saying, "Wow." I see people saying, like, "Yes," right? So yeah, I know the price was low, but Hi, Lena. But I know that other places, like, within the US, that we've definitely had some affordable housing. But at any rate, right? I started to sell accessories via Facebook, kind of like how I'm on live right now. People would see the item that I'm wearing, they would want it. I would take photos, people would want the item that I was wearing. I would be on YouTube. If you guys are interested in subscribing, here's the name. I'll probably connect the link later. But people would see what I was wearing. It was a very soft sell. It was very organic and very natural. And before I knew it, right? Before I knew it, I realized that it was a business. Like selling African clothing and accessories was not only a creative outlet for me, but it was lucrative, it was fun, and it was a beautiful way to connect people to home. And I honestly love it. Um, and so let's fast forward a bit, right? Like, yeah. So I'm working hard. I have my beautiful apartment because I know you guys want to get to like the glorious part. Like, Angie, how do you leave your job? How do you move to a foreign country? How do you master the language? Because I learned Swahili while I was living there, became absolutely fluent. Also learned some Kamba, which is the tribal language for Kamba people, but learn tribal, learn Swahili, learn Shing, which is broken Swahili. It's kind of what you use on the streets. I have a video on YouTube if you guys are interested in learning all of the fun words, all of like the urban words, all of the words that no one is willing to teach you in Swahili, right? All of the words that no one is willing to teach you in Swahili. You guys can find it on the YouTube channel. So that video is a lot of fun. But at any rate, right? Left my job, moved to Nairobi, started my business, started making a very beautiful, beautiful life for myself, one that I would not trade for anything. Skiza, right? Like, do you hear me? Created a life that I would not change for anything in the world. Decided to come back to the US, right? Established a manufacturing company, established a team to make and create all of my accessories, established a team to literally create farm to table and exotic experience during Kenyan tours, built a house, right, that people would dream for, did all of these amazing things. And the one thing, right, my one kryptonite, I had a kryptonite, came to the US, came back to the US for what? Who can guess what I came back to the American soils for? The first person that can guess and comment what I came back to American soil for, I'm going to give a $40 gift card to Accent Styles Boutique. I'm going to sip slow, but the first answer that's correct that I see comment, what? Before I can even finish, right? Booyah. Love, right? My kryptonite. Not Artesia said ice cream. That is a kryptonite, but the kryptonite that made me fly from Nairobi all the way back to the US was, right? Love. So I don't know, D Slay, we are not well acquainted. If you can, shoot me a message in my inbox. So Christina said it's her kryptonite too. Please, D Slay, inbox me. Christina, I have your contact information, but please inbox me. Let me get your email address or your messaging, whatever, on Facebook, and I will send you your digital gift card. Someone said, oh, love, pansy, right? My love. So a love definitely made me come back to the U.S. And so while I was here, that's a whole nother story, right? While I was here, he decided that, or he shared his opinion on African clothing and African accessories. And he let me know that it was the dumbest thing in the world. He had no support whatsoever. Mind you, right? Full black African woman returning from Kenya, wears Kenyan garments to every single occasion, right? African from head to toe, right? Through my bones. African woman. He tells me that he doesn't like African things. He doesn't like the way they look. He doesn't think they'll sell. He doesn't think that it's a good business. He considers it a waste of time. Um, all of these things that almost, right? Almost broke me down, right? Because sometimes we have naysayers. Sometimes they come in the form of a loved one. Sometimes they come in the form of a friend. Sometimes they come in the form of an enemy or a stranger. This one just happened, right, to live in the house with me. And so this enemy, right, tells me that he thinks this idea is dumb. He thinks that it won't flourish. And so you guys know, right, what Black women are capable of, right? I should say all women, but right now I'm speaking specifically to Black women, right? You guys know what we do. We take their doubt and we let it be our fuel. And so within a matter of weeks, right? Within a matter of weeks, I established my business officially, right? I had an EIN, opened a business bank account, right? Created a website, started to make these things official, right? Dotted all my I's, crossed all my T's, right? Crossed all my T's. Someone said yes, right? Yes. Crossed all my T's and made sure, right? Made sure that my vision was going to flourish, right? That my life was going to be prosperous, that I was going to create a life better than I could ever imagine. And now, right? Now, do I not only have the life that I want in the US, but I also have it in Kenya? I feel like I have dual citizenship and to two sides of everything that I could ever ask for. Like, so I took all of the doubt and I made it my fuel. I established my business. I did things properly. I made sure that I became a master of marketing, right? And I'm not saying that from an elitist form. I'm telling you that I really dove 1000% into my business because I didn't want any nays to become a man's. I wanted to make sure that my business was fully everything that I wanted to be. I wanted it to be something that he could never break down. And I know that you guys are saying, Angie, you're probably putting a lot of energy into something that someone is worried about. And it's like, no, my vision was bigger than him, right? My vision was so much bigger than him. And I strictly let his doubt be my fuel. And so I created, voila, Accent Styles Boutique. I know that you guys are on my page. You guys see me like always very active with a person. And yes, that is my new person. He is my special person. And he really believed in me too. And this is my second location. This is not my first, but my second location. I have grew into this beautiful boutique, right? It even has, I don't know if you guys can see, I have a full boutique. I have an office. I have an online store. And so I'm definitely, I'm definitely living like one of my wildest dreams. I'm living better than I could imagine. I don't have to limit myself. So I guess that's the word for tonight because I have said, right? Thank you, Sister Tria. I love you so much. So I have said over and over, right? The word limit. And so I just want to speak like unlimitless, right? I want to speak unlimited over your life. So everything that you want, right, will come in the form of unlimited, right? I want your finances to be unlimited. I want the love in your life to be unlimited. I want your sales to be unlimited because there is no cap on your greatness. There is no cap on your greatness, right? I feel like we are officially in the church of Angie. So I don't know who this is for tonight because I usually tell my story about how I started my business and how I left my job. And sometimes it can be very bland, but I feel like very charismatic. I feel like this is definitely for someone. And so if you are tuning in, right, it doesn't have to be the love of your life that is stopping you from growing in your dreams or growing in your business. Maybe it's a friend at work telling you that you shouldn't quit your job or telling you that you aren't prepared or your business is going to be a flop. Um, but definitely let their doubt be your fuel. Take the steps while you have the security. There's definitely security in business or security in working for someone else's business. So stack your money, right? Stack your money up, collect your coin, do all of your annual checkups right before the year closes out. And I'm not even being funny, I'm being so serious because I don't think people understand the struggles of being a business owner. Sometimes the things that you take for granted working a 9 to 5, you realize how important or how much needed they are when you start to work for yourself. So definitely, right, stack your money. Oh, I'm getting little hearts. Thank you. So I'm like, definitely stack your money. Create your website. Pay people for the small things. Create a budget for your business. I'm putting y'all on free game right now, right? Because this is probably something that I should be charging for. But I'm letting you guys know, like, put some money to the side for your business. I would say average out about 4 to 6 months for paying yourself. Definitely buy the product while you can if you're selling a product. Drop shipping is definitely an option. You guys can inbox me and ask me about drop shipping. What is that like? And that's basically when you need $0 and you're still able to sell a product. You can still push your product without having to buy it if you're into t-shirts or candles or things like that. But that's a whole new topic, right? We'll save that for another Wednesday. But definitely stack your money. 4 to 6 months for paying yourself, 4 to 6 months for covering bills. Do you have to have a storefront? No. You can definitely push your business and be very successful online. I would say make sure that you take some courses for Canva, some courses for MailChimp, because you probably won't be able to hire someone right away. And so when you see my business and you get a newsletter, that's me. When you see the Facebook posting or the Instagram posting or the edits of YouTube, that is me. I do all the marketing for my business because that's such an expensive part of your business. I think that typically runs people about $2,000 to $4,000 a month. And that's on the low end, right? That is on the very, very low end. And so maybe later we'll talk about algorithms and how to make your business successful when it comes to virtual platforms. If you want to inbox me to the side, you definitely can. I'm always more than willing to share the wealth. I always tell someone that lighting someone else's candle does not put mine out, right? We can shine brightly together. Like, how many candles do we light on Kwanzaa? Like, you can light as many candles as you need to light. We are going to shine together. And so that's my little tidbit. That is how I left my job and went full-time entrepreneur. I have not looked back. I have not, right, by the grace of God, thank you. I have not had to look back, not to him and not to going back to my 9 to 5. Um, but it has truly been a blessing. So I've enjoyed all of you guys. Thank you guys for tuning in so much. If you haven't noticed, we are coming to a close. For all of you guys that are tuning in to YouTube, to Facebook, on Twitter, thank you guys for tuning in. I always like to do a little recap of who I am. I'm Angie Digante. In case you've come by this page by accident, I'm the owner of Accent Styles Boutique, where a percentage of all of my sales go to sending kids to Kenya in school. If you want to follow me on a platform that you are not tuning in on right now, you can do it on Facebook, TikTok, Instagram, under Accent Styles Boutique. And if you really want to dive into my personal life, you want to see what vacations are like, what my life in Kenya was like, what was it like when I was living in different villages, definitely subscribe to the YouTube channel. I'm working on getting as much content as possible as I can out right now. And be sure to shop at Accent Styles Boutique. If you are a first-time shopper, you definitely get 20% when you sign up. If you are not a first-time shopper and you kind of want 20% off, let me put you on some more game. You just sign up under a new email address, right? But you didn't hear that from me. But that's how it works. But at any rate, right? Get your discount, sis. Get your discount. But thank you guys for tuning in. Peace, love, and lots of African culture. Naku Panda. I love you guys. Good night.